Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow. I wasn't meant to be filming anything this weekend. I was giving myself a break. I promised myself not to film anything unless Foodie Beauty did something stupid. Well, yeah, I forgot Amber existed for a minute there, didn't I? Foodie Beauty did do something stupid. She cut off her live stream because she found out that FFG was doing a live response to her live stream. And her exact words were, "I'm not going to do this for just 300 viewers when FFG is getting 4,000. Which, if you need translated, basically means, F you, my supporters and subscribers, I don't give a shit about you. My pride is more important."
So I have gotten a lot of support and backlash regarding what I said about Zachary Michael. There's a lot of people that think I should literally die and fall off the face of the planet for what I said about someone's mental health issues. And then there's the other side of people who are like, I applaud you for finally sticking up for yourself after years and years of torment. So I have received a lot of mixed feelings. And if you guys thought that I was not going to see the clip of someone actually verbally abusing me, then y'all thought wrong. I did watch it. And I've also watched another clip from Twitch, which I have never watched his Twitch before until I saw this clip. So I do feel like I need to speak up on this because it's kind of a lot, to be honest. And I really wish people would separate who the two people are and biased opinions based around me and reaction channels and look at it as person A and person B. Regardless, even though I feel like I'm standing in front of a bunch of people who want to see me fail and who don't really care about what I have to say, I'm standing here and I'm using my voice because as a woman and as someone here on YouTube who has constantly had to just fight and fight and fight, I'm not going to stop now.
So firstly, Amber, cut the "as a woman" bullshit, okay? This has nothing to do with your gender at all. You're not being attacked because you're a woman, so just drop it, okay? You're not being attacked because you're obese. Well, super morbidly obese, plus because your weight category hasn't got a scientific term. You're in obesity type 3, I believe, which just means a BMI of 60 plus. They need to reevaluate that shit, by the way. Additionally, these people who applauded you, can you show them to us? I'm curious. Who actually applauded you for what you said?
I feel like I have a lot to say, but I really just want to dwindle it down into short form.
I normally wouldn't do this because I'm not that pedantic, but the word you're looking for is narrow. You want to narrow it down. Look, I've been up since 3 a.m, okay? See, look, now I'm making excuses for being a bitch too. No, okay, being up at 3 a.m. is not an excuse for me being a bitch. I am actually being a bitch because I want to.
I said something about Zach, saying that his mental health issues is the reason why he can't upload. But then the minute that I upload, he has a reaction. That is the only thing I have ever said.
Except that's not what you said at all. What you said and what you strongly implied was that Zachary Michael fakes his mental health. You accused him of faking his mental health. This is the whole argument that's going on now
about Zachary Michael's mental health. And to be honest, the years and years that he has spent on his channel mocking me, being insensitive to any issue that I have, I mean, he can sit here and say that he stands up for me for this and for that and for random things, but sure, that doesn't take away the fact that I have been mocked by him.
There is a big difference between mocking somebody and reacting to them, maybe for comedic benefit. And he has never once denied your mental health issues. He's commented on them. I don't believe he's ever said, you don't have mental health issues.
That also includes my mental health. We're not even going to go to like the physical aspect of like making fun of the fact that it's hard for me in the past to like walk to a tree, or like every time he sees me walking in a video, literally you can see him subconsciously move his body.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, he does do that. You said it yourself, subconsciously, which means he doesn't do it on purpose. He probably doesn't know he's even doing it. The same way that if you talk to somebody with a strong accent, you start picking up that accent and then you sound like you're taking the piss. There's no malice. It's not even deliberate. So you yourself said it's subconscious. So it means shit.
In a waddling fashion. Like, we're not even gonna like include those things and multiple other things. Like,
this is the point where she doesn't include things by including them. So she's claiming, she's trying to portray that she's not being petty while being petty.
Him joining in on AmberCon, literally hosted by one of the most fat phobic people there is. But we're strictly gonna go with like the mental health aspect, because that is the reason why he decided to literally verbally abuse me.
It was a justifiable reaction at a justifiable level of being accused of faking their mental health. There's nothing abusive about it. If you consider somebody standing up against you as being abusive, then it's no surprise you've accused every one of your ex-partners of being abusive. If them standing up for themselves you consider abuse, although I bet it's not abuse when you do it, but still, you throw the word abuse around too easily. You're lessening its meaning.
In front of everyone, and he's getting applauded for it. Listen, he says awful things about my mental health too. It might not be in the black and white way that I did it, but I am telling you, he does it frequently.
Now this is the thing, and it applies to Amber and Foodie Beauty. They consider people not believing them as abuse. You don't believe what I'm saying, you're reacting to what I'm saying, you don't believe these things, you're abusing me. Not believing me is abuse. No, not believing you is not abuse. It is their opinion of you. Their opinion of you is not abuse. Them not seeing you for how you see you is not abuse. Amber, stop. No, there's no point. I was going to tell you stop being a victim, but you're never going to stop because you are unable to stop.
So this might be like a very small example, but it's a recent example that is like an ongoing example. I have massive anxiety when it comes to like public speaking in person. So bingo, for instance, when I get a bingo, yelling bingo out loud gives me so much paralyzing anxiety that I literally can't do it. That is a mental illness. Anxiety is a mental illness. That is something that I am suffering with. And he constantly makes fun of that. It's something that I'm embarrassed about, I'm ashamed about. Like, I wish that I could yell bingo like a normal person, because to normal people, it's easy to do. For me, it's super hard.
So what you're saying is, despite the fact you are an adult that lives in their own apartment and is relatively self-sufficient, you want us to applaud you for everything, every achievement you do, no matter how small. Like we would applaud an infant who has learnt to walk, or has learnt to potty themselves, or holds the spoon up the right way. So correct me if I'm wrong. We need to treat you like a child when it suits you.
So in a recent vlog, I was like, you guys, I yelled bingo, like I'm so proud of myself because like I conquered that anxiety. He made fun of me. He made fun of my mental illness.
No, he didn't. He made fun of you being so effing chuffed about doing something so small. Maybe. And even if he did make fun of your mental illness, even if he did, for argument's sake, he never said that you're faking it, though, did he? He acknowledges that your mental illness exists. He didn't turn around and say you're faking it.
So another recent thing when it comes to my mental health is I expressed at length at the whole feederism topic and calling my girlfriend a feeder and saying that I'm a feedie, that I'm actively involved in that sort of relationship, has been detrimental to not only my mental health, but to Tommy's as well.
Let's just say, again, for argument's sake, it is mucking up yours and Tommy's mental health somewhat. Doesn't make it not true. It doesn't make it not true. If you don't want people discussing things in your life because it causes you poor mental health, don't address it. Don't acknowledge it. Don't put it on the internet. Now you're going to say we never put the fact that Tommy is a feeder on the internet. Well, yeah, other people found that, but every indication suggests that Tommy's a feeder, has a type, has a preference, that it's a fetish, and that you fit in with all of those requirements. Plus, you've gained weight since being with Tommy. And no amount of performative, I'm on a weight loss journey, I'm taking semaglutide, blah, it's going to convince us otherwise. You're doing this for damage control. What you're doing in private is an entirely different thing.
He knows this, and he continues in every single reaction. Says emotional support feeder, and he says anytime that I'm eating, it's for Tommy. Anytime that I'm showing my body, it's for Tommy. He's continuing on a storyline that I wish would literally stop.
Just because you want it to stop doesn't mean it's not true. Here's a thought. Let's say, again, for argument's sake, apparently my favourite phrase this morning, it was all lies. And therefore, There is slander going about. Take legal action. If everything that's being said is fabrication and lies, take action. Prove it by taking action. A court will decide if it's true or not, and then you may be vindicated. But it's not, is it? It is all true. You just don't want people talking about it. If you really, really felt the way that you say you feel, take it to court.
I wish it would stop for more than one reason. I wish it would stop because it's not true, and I wish it would stop because it's detrimental to Tommy's mental health and to my own. And he actively knows that and still continues to do it.
Guys, I'm begging you, please, please, please stop mentioning the fact I've got tattoos. It really, really messes with my brain. Stop pointing out I have tattoos, please. I don't like it. Stop it. I don't like it. Oh, you're so cruel for pointing out I've got tattoos. Big meanies. Stop it. I don't like it.
He has zero regards to my feelings at all.
It's not against terms of service not to take your feelings into consideration. He is not obligated to taking your feelings into consideration. Stop expecting preferential treatment or to be treated differently because of who you are. Oh, I'm Amberlynn. You must treat me better than you treat me because I'm so woefully misunderstood and I'm special and it hurts my feelings.
I even flat out said multiple times that this whole subject causes my mental health to be worse than ever.
This is my response, and please forgive me for the bluntness. Who effing cares? If you legitimately were concerned about your mental health, you would get off the internet. Anybody with, to quote Foodie, 2 brain cells to rub together would prioritise their mental health over YouTube or their job, unless they're legitimately stuck and have to do that job and have absolutely no other options. And then fair enough. Or maybe that's the case, that you're absolutely stuck and have absolutely no other options. You can't stop reactors reacting. You can't cherry pick what people say about you. This is part of the job. It's the nature of the beast, and you know it. Your issue with Zachary Michael right now is you are shocked and you are hurt that the man who has been so gracious and patient with you finally swore at you. You thought that you could pick on him and he would never retaliate in that way because he never has before. But you accusing him of faking his mental health was the straw that broke the camel's back, and he responded appropriately, and you're hurt by it. You are butt hurt by it because he actually used swear words. You fucked up. The one reaction channel in the entire YouTube universe that was patient with you, and you took it too far. You fucked up.
So that is just simply two small examples of what I mean in like the big grand scheme of things. Like this has been going on for years.
Oh no, a reaction channel whose whole point is to react to videos has been reacting to my videos for almost as long as I've been making videos. Make it make sense.
And I have taken it for years.
Oh, that's funny. Did you make a joke there? Because that's funny. You haven't taken it. You haven't taken it at all. Yeah. Bitter. Much.
Like I could have a whole list of things that he has either mocked me for, made fun of me for, judged me for, has been insensitive about, etc., etc.
But he has never said that you were faking your mental illness. Now let's just say, for argument's sake, that this is true. That there are many, 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 many little things he has mocked you for, which is the whole point of reaction channels, by the way. Do they accumulatively, if you put them all together, do they equate you literally accusing somebody of lying about their mental health? Possibly. Maybe. Even so, you're not taking accountability for what you did, so don't expect him to take accountability for what he did.
That has been mental health related, but him and his audience has not gave a fuck.
I take that back. Actually, the majority of things he has mocked you for is just literally him not believing your lies. And that is not mocking your mental health. That's just not believing you.
I'm not going to sit here and deny that what I said wasn't distasteful, because it genuinely was.
You don't believe that for a second. It was more than distasteful. It was insulting. Not just to Zachary, but to anybody who suffers with mental illness. You literally said he fakes his mental illness.
But I have been low-key made fun of his whole YouTube career. And it's so low-key that like he gets away with it.
Just because your butt hurt, just because your feelings have been hurt, doesn't make it abuse.
But even channels that are like high key about it, they still get away with it too. Like a good example of that is like me calling Jordy pale. Like everyone was so mad about it, or like the fact that I said that he lives in his mom's basement, which I have no idea if that's a thing. People are like, well, it's a good thing that he lives with his mom and dad. I don't know if he does, but everyone had like every like great excuse under the sun for the reason why he lives in his mom's basement. But yet me getting into my mom's car because I don't drive is like a horrendous thing.
Amber, the reason why people defend and stand up for Geordie and don't defend and stand up for you is because people like Geordie and don't like you. There's no mystery to it.
But yet me living with girlfriends is like a horrendous thing because I can't live on my own and this and that. But it's like people will make excuses for these reaction channels while literally looking down upon me constantly.
Because their supporters love them. They are loved. You are not.
But anyways, back to Zach. His response to me was like a misogynistic rant of nothing but like curse words, and just, it was horrible.
Editing me, also sewing me, but still. Just because a man says something to a woman doesn't make it misogynistic. Sorry, cat butt. Stop throwing these words around. You're diluting their impact. You're diluting their meaning.
It was like verbally abusive. If I did that, which I have never done that, people would be like, oh, that's her true colors. There it is.
You have, and we did. And that's why you don't do lives so much, especially when you've been drinking. So Zachary swore, said some cuss words at you. It's not fucking abuse, though, is it?
But Zach is being rewarded for this, which is crazy to me. And I feel like it gets even worse than that. He literally went onto Twitch and brought violence into the mix. Whether he was joking or not, that is not okay to joke about. It truly makes me feel unsafe, and not in the way of like, oh, I firmly believe he's gonna come and like hurt me physically, but I no longer feel safe in this corner of the internet. Like, this is my job and it was my passion, and it's truly just like being ripped from me day by day by day. I should be allowed on the internet without feeling unsafe.
Yeah, you should. But you just said yourself that you thought he was probably joking about it. It's a very distasteful joke, but a joke nevertheless. Forever the victim, Amberlynn Reed. You feel unsafe. You have been violated now. Get off the internet if it's really treating you that badly. Get off the fucking internet. You will not be missed.
Now, because I said one thing about his mental health, where literally in every single video, he has something to say about mine. He now has made room to validate his insensitivities to my mental health, or just me as a person, as a full ass person, as a human who is nuanced completely. So now he gets to be insensitive in like an exaggerated manner.
Good. About bloody time. He should be able to let his hair down and let loose. He has been more than kind to you for a really, really long time. If anybody deserves to let loose a bit about you, it's him. I'm looking forward to it.
Instead of just the low-key manner that he has had this whole time during his career. This also just goes to show that no matter what I do, no matter what the reaction channels do, I will always be the villain and I will always be the bad guy.
Gee, I wonder why that is. Why would everybody think badly of you? Maybe it's because you've done actual bad things. Maybe it's because you've done some heinous things. Maybe it's because you are known for being a pathological liar and untrustworthy. Gosh, I wonder why that is. Gee, I might have to think about this.